The night was cold and wet in downtown Chicago. Street lights flickered against the slick pavement as the rain came down in thin silver sheets. The kind of night when people hurried home with their heads low, not wanting to get involved in anyone else's business. But 12-year-old Maya Johnson wasn't like most people. She stood under the narrow awning of an old corner store, her basketball tucked under one arm, waiting for the rain to let up. Her mother had told her to come straight home after practice, but Maya had stayed behind to shoot hoops alone, working on her aim. Basketball was her escape, a dream she clung to like breath itself. That's when she heard it, a muffled grunt, followed by the sound of a body hitting the wall, then another, and another. Her first instinct was to hide. She froze, her brown eyes darting toward the alley beside the store. In the dim light, she saw three men surrounding an older man, maybe in his late 50s, dressed in an expensive suit now smeared with mud. One of the attackers shoved him hard. "Where's the wallet, old man?" The man coughed, struggling to get up. "Please, he broken bar, take the car, take whatever you want, just don't." A punch cut him off. Maya felt her pulse hammering in her chest. Her hand shook, gripping the basketball tighter. She could run. She should run. Her mom's voice echoed in her mind. Never get involved in street fights, Maya. Call for help. But something inside her refused to move. The man on the ground wasn't just being robbed, he was being beaten senseless. His glasses had fallen off, blood glistening at the corner of his mouth. One of the attackers picked up his wristwatch, whistled, and laughed. "Rolex, this guy's rich, then he won't miss it," another said, kicking him in the ribs. Maya looked around. No one else was nearby. The rain drowned out the noise. Her phone was dead, and all she had a broken bar was a basketball. She took a shaky step forward, her sneakers splashing in the puddles, her eyes fixed on the tallest man, bald, with tattoos creeping up his neck. He held something shiny in his hand, a knife. Maya's throat went dry. She'd seen enough movies to know how this could end. But when the man raised the knife again, something inside her snapped. She lifted the ball. Her coach's voice came back to her. Focus, aim, trust your shot. Without thinking, she hurled the basketball as hard as she could. It sliced through the rain like a bullet and slammed straight into the man's head. "Ah!" he yelled, stumbling backward, the knife clattering onto the wet ground. The other two turned, startled. "What the question mark?" Maya didn't wait. She sprinted forward, grabbed the ball as it bounced back, and threw it again, this time at the second man's chest. It wasn't a hard hit, but it was enough to distract him as she screamed at the top of her lungs. "Hey, leave him alone, the police are coming." Her voice echoed through the alley. The men froze. Somewhere in the distance, a car alarm went off. The sudden chaos made them hesitate. The man she'd hit first cursed under his breath, then shouted, "Let's get out of here." They bolted into the rain, disappearing into the dark. Maya stood trembling, her chest heaving, as the sound of their footsteps faded. The man on the ground groaned softly. Maya ran over and knelt beside him. "Sir, are you okay?" she asked, her voice small but urgent. He blinked, trying to focus through the rain. "You a broken bar, you threw that ball?" Maya nodded, gripping it tightly again. He gave a weak, breathless laugh. "Remind me never to get in your way." She smiled nervously. "We should get you to a hospital." The man tried to stand, but his leg buckled. Maya quickly ducked under his arm, helping him lean on her. Together, they made it to the end of the alley, where a silver Bentley was parked crookedly at the curb, headlights still on. She helped him into the passenger seat. "Can you drive?" she asked. He nodded faintly. "I'll be fine. What's your name?" Maya Johnson." He managed a pained smile. "Maya, you just saved my life." She shook her head. "I just threw a ball." But deep down, she knew it was more than that. By the time the police arrived, the men were long gone. Maya gave her statement, soaked to the bone, her hands trembling from adrenaline. The officers thanked her, told her she was brave, but she barely heard them. She just wanted to go home. Her mom met her at the police station, eyes wide with panic and relief. "Maya, what on earth?" Maya threw her arms around her, tears spilling down her cheeks. "I'm sorry, Mama, I couldn't just walk away." Her mother hugged her tight. "You did the right thing. Baby, you did the right thing." The next morning, the story was everywhere. Billionaire businessman rescued by 12-year-old girl. Mysterious hero with a basketball stops mugging. The man Maya saved was Richard Langford, CEO of Langford Global Holdings, a name that appeared in financial news more often than in real life. He was known for his sharp business mind, not his kindness. People called him cold, ruthless even. But that night had changed something. Langford asked to meet Maya and her mother personally. When they arrived at his office, the towering glass building seemed like a different world. Maya felt out of place in her sneakers and school hoodie. Langford stood by the window, a cane in hand, a bandage still on his cheek. When he turned, his eyes softened. "Maya," he said, his voice quiet but steady. "I've met presidents, movie stars, and world leaders, but I've never met anyone with courage like yours." Maya blushed, staring at her shoes. "I just a broken bar, didn't want to see someone get hurt." He smiled. "That's exactly what makes you special." He walked to his desk and picked up something, a brand new basketball, its surface shining. "I hear you're quite the player." Her eyes widened. "How did you I spoke to your coach," he said. "He told me you stay late every night, practicing alone. Said you dream of going pro one day." Maya nodded shyly. Langford placed the ball in her hands. "Dreams like that deserve every chance. I've decided to start a scholarship program in your NAMIA for young athletes from underprivileged backgrounds." Maya's jaw dropped. "The what?" "It'll be called the Maya Johnson Foundation," he said softly. "You inspired it. You reminded me that courage doesn't come from money or power, it comes from the heart." Tears welled up in Maya's eyes. Her mom covered her mouth, speechless. Langford reached into his coat pocket and pulled out something small, a gold pendant with a basketball charm. "And this," he added, handing it to her, "is for luck, though I doubt you'll need it." Maya held it close, still in disbelief. Months passed. The scholarship made headlines. Dozens of kids from across Chicago got access to sports programs, coaching, and mentorship, all funded by Langford's company. Every weekend, Maya visited the new community court built in her neighborhood, the one with her name engraved on a plaque at the entrance. She taught younger kids how to dribble, how to shoot, how to believe. Langford sometimes visited too, walking slowly with his cane, smiling as he watched her play. Once, during one of those visits, he said quietly, "You know, that night at Broken Bar I wasn't just beaten in an alley. I was lost. I thought money made me untouchable. But it took a 12-year-old girl with a basketball to show me what real strength looks like." Maya looked up at him and grinned. "Guess I just had good aim." He laughed, the kind of laugh that came from somewhere deep, free, unguarded, grateful. Years later, Maya would go on to play college basketball, wearing the same gold pendant around her neck every game. She became known not just for her skill, but for her heart. Reporters loved asking her about that rainy night. "What made you do it?" they'd ask. Maya would always smile and say, "Because sometimes, when no one else steps in, you just have to throw the ball." And every time she said it, Richard Langford, now retired but still her biggest supporter, would smile proudly from the stands.